Multiple levies and taxes are among the many challenges facing SMEs in Nigeria. However, growing tax revenues in Nigeria is gradually becoming a hot topic, given the finite and volatile revenues from oil exports. Wale Fumureba caught up with Emmanuel Obeta, director at the Federal Inland Revenue Services, and started by asking about the consideration given to small businesses in the formulation of tax policies.
Taxation is a mandatory it's mandatorily required for every organization and every individual within the country that makes a profit, that makes income. Because that's the only way we can sustain this country. That's the only way we can sustain the collectivity of nations. Yeah. The little you're contributing towards the continued welfare of the society. So, but the truth is that we understand what they are going through, and there are a whole lot of things that are taken into consideration to ensure that that we are not frustrating enterprise. I'll give you an example. Before you are taxed, your cost of business will have been deducted. Nobody is going to tax you on your turnover. It's on your profit. And you see, the profit, the speculation or the stipulation in the constitution or in the law is stated. You do a business for 1 year. After doing a business for 1 year, you provide your returns. You submit your returns, your papers. Yeah.
All right, but if I can take you back to the points that many are making with respect to multiple taxations, for instance, how is the FIRS trying to reorganize things such that it's easier for SMEs to thrive in this country? Okay,
you see, multiplicity of taxation you also need to understand, because there are, when some people talk about taxes, the Nigerian tax structure and the tax system, there are taxes collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service. There are also taxes collected by the various state revenue authorities. And in Nigeria, we have 36 revenue authorities. And there are also levies that are charged by local governments. So when you look at all this, you say multiplicity of taxes. Now, but what we're trying to do, for instance, at the Joint Tax Board, which is the overall body for all the state revenue authorities and federal inland revenue, is to harmonize these taxes that are being imposed by the various state revenue authorities to ensure that they are not duplicated, that you're not made to pay a one single tax more than once. Also to make it conducive for business people to do business. The committee is already working on it, and they are working on how to harmonize all this taxation at the state level.
So how quickly do you think we can see some
the interim
favorable
report,
outcomes from
they
this?
have already started. The interim report has already been produced. So they are currently reviewing what has been report of that committee. And once the review is finalized, the government will come out with a position. If whatever the outcome is, if it requires going to the National Assembly to seek for amendments in the Constitution or whatever, but they are sitting. Until they finish, we can't say what will be done.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about what I've heard that the FIRS is driving, something around presumptive tax and capturing the untaxed right now. Talk to us about that and the likely outcome of that.
Okay, you see, for instance, in Nigeria, out of the 150, 160 million people, a greater percentage of Nigerians that do business fall within the informal sector that are not structured, they are not formal businesses, they are not incorporated, they are not limited liability, companies. They're just like one-man business. You rent a shop, you're doing business. No records, they don't keep records. You can't at the end of the day audit them, but you'll know the line of business. For instance, I can say, hairdressers, barbing saloon, tailors, or fashion designers. So what we're trying to say is that these people that are not within the tax net, they're not formally captured within the tax structure. How and what do we do to ensure that? Because they make profit, they derive income, and then it is mandatory for them also to make some payment as tax. So what we're trying to do is to find a way of bringing all these people together and agreeing on a presumptive, something you assume, an amount that they should be remitting to the government as tax that represents a portion of their income.